Today is the glories of the holy name, and that topic actually was given to me by His Grace Paramatma Das. Give him a big round of applause. I'm not sure why he chose that. Maybe because it's very applicable to me.
Yes, Lord.
And it is the closest to my heart somehow. But nevertheless, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada mentioned, I'm sorry, right in the beginning, by mentioning Srila Prabhupada ki.
Yeah.
Srila Prabhupada is so merciful. He has been so kind to us to give us this mission of Krishna consciousness and the chanting of the holy name. And it cannot get any better than this. The best thing that Srila Prabhupada has given us, and the best gift anyone can give to you. There's no greater gift than the chanting of the holy name. But unfortunately, in this material world, there is so much of difficulty. Srila Prabhupada said, I'm just going to quote, in many, many instances, Srila Prabhupada said, dog running on 4 legs, man running on 4 wheels. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Term Prabhupada used many, many places. For what are they running? Anybody knows?
Maya.
Huh?
Maya. Happiness.
Well, yes, Maya, but in reality, what they are looking for?
Spiritual,
Huh?
spiritual upliftment.
Sorry?
Spiritual upliftment.
I can't hear. It's echoing.
Spiritual upliftment. Spiritual upliftment.
Okay, spiritual upliftment, something more than that, more deeper than that. It is something more deeper than that.
Sense gratification.
God.
Everyone is looking for that.
They're looking for happiness all the time. Happiness. Happiness.
Yes, happiness. And happiness, in happiness, you must have something within that happiness. Then you'll become happy. What is that called?
Love.
Huh?
The love of God. The
Love of God.
Love. And when that love takes place, what do you get within that love?
You get
Joy.
happiness.
You get some?
Happiness.
Huh?
Satisfaction.
Some happiness.
Huh?
Some happiness.
Yes, more than that,
Fulfillment.
you get some ras.
Yes.
What does ras mean?
Bliss.
Taste, mellow. Isn't it?
Yes.
So that is what the living entities are running after. All the living entities. They are trying to run after some taste, some mellow, some sweetness. And they're trying to find it here in this material world. That is why Prabhupada said that man is, the dog is running on 4 legs for the same taste, wants some ras, but dog doesn't know what is the higher ras. The perverted reflection of the ras from the spiritual world is in the material world, which the living entities are running after in 4 wheels. They get up early in the morning and jump in their cars, and they are gone to look for that ras, money, this, that, to get some taste, some mellow, some sweetness. And the scriptures are describing that even from the highest planet of Lord Brahma down to the insignificant ant, they are all looking for this ras or this pleasure or this love. But even Lord Brahma, in the beginning of creation, when he was searching for this, he was born in total darkness and ignorance. And the whole world is like that. Material nature is in total ignorance, in darkness. And Lord Brahma, the first created living entity in the universe, created by the Lord, the first human being, he was in total darkness. And he was trying to search, where is he? He went down the stem of the lotus flower. I'm not going to give you the whole message, past time. He went down to the stem of the lotus flower to find out. He could see right around the water around him, still darkness, down the tube of the stem. You can imagine how huge the stem was. Mahavishnu is lying on the Garbha ocean. Huge. Bigger than the universe. If all the universes are coming out from his body, how huge the Lord must be to lie down on that ocean, which he created himself. Very interesting. This is my topics, not Rasa Leela, all that with Krishna. I'm not qualified to know that yet. This is actually my Ras, according to myself. When I got the taste of this, understanding all this creation, how it is maintained, and then eventually how it is annihilated, then only we can understand the supreme power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, without which we cannot understand that loving pastimes of the Lord which we are searching for, ras, that mellow, that sweetness. We cannot get. And therefore Srimad Bhagavatam is very clearly mentioning that in the Canto 1, chapter 1, verse 3. What is the Srimad Bhagavatam? Nigama kalpatarur galitam palam sukha mukat amrita drava samyutam pibata bhagavatam rasam aryam muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavukam. Translation of this, you can all repeat after me. O expert and thoughtful men,
O expert and thoughtful men,
relish Srimad Bhagavatam, the mature fruit of the desire tree
of
of Vedic literatures. It emanated from the lips of Sri Sukadev Goswami. Therefore, this fruit has become even more tasteful, although it is nectarian juice, was already relishable for all, including liberated souls. So that is the ras. When Vyasadeva was compiling the Vedic scriptures, he compiled all the Vedic scriptures. He wasn't satisfied. And he became very, very despondent. And sitting along the banks of the river, he began to think what to do. Why am I feeling so despondent? I gave all the messages to the living entities through the Vedic scriptures, through the different Puranas and whatever, Mahabharata and all these literatures. Why is that I'm so despondent? I am not happy. And then along came Narada Muni. And Narada Muni, he requested from Narada Muni, please tell me, my dear sir, why is it I'm feeling so despondent? I compiled all the Vedic scriptures and gave everything to the living entities, gave them all the facilities how to enjoy this material nature, and then come back to the spiritual world, become spiritualized. Why am I not really so satisfied? Then Narada Muni told him, you are not satisfied because you did not compile and discuss the most important thing, and that is the Rasa Leela and the Leelas of the Supreme Person of God, Sri Krishna. Because Krishna's Leelas are nectarian. It is very sweet. And only by understanding Krishna's pastime, then you can feel that sweetness coming. And when you become purified, then you will actually enjoy that sweetness. That is why in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 113, it is mentioned that Lord Krishna, anybody knows what Krishna is known as in terms of sweetness? Huh? Anybody try? Krishna is known as the emperor of sweetness. If some big person in an emperor of a place is a big person, in charge of everything like that. So Krishna is that emperor. He is the emperor of sweetness, means he owns that sweetness within himself. That is Krishna. And that sweetness or love or happiness we are searching for. But we are searching in the wrong way. We are misled by our contaminated consciousness. So therefore we're struggling for existence. And there is a very nice song about that. I'm not going to sing the whole song about Krishna's sweetness. A few words, the first few lines I'm going to sing. Madhurastikam. You know the song, Madhurastikam? Aduram, Maduram, Vadanam, Maduram, Nayanam, Maduram, Hasitam, Maduram, Hirayam, Maduram, Gamanam, Maduram, Maduradipate, Akilam, Maduram. What does it mean? Aduram means lips. Maduram, sweet. Krishna lips is sweet. Vadanam is his face is Maduram. Krishna's face is sweet. Nayanam, Krishna's eyes is also Maduram, sweet. Hasitam, that is Krishna's smile, is also very sweet. And Krishna's smile, when one smile he gives to anyone, it's mesmerizing and you get captured. That's how sweet Krishna's smile is. And then he said then, Hirayam Maduram, his heart is also sweet. So that person whose heart is so sweet, what else can you not get from him but that sweetness? It's only that sweetness that Krishna has and that Krishna is distributing. And that is what Srimati Radharani is made up of. I'm not going to give you the whole history of Srimati Radharani. She is that sweetness or pleasure potency within Krishna himself called the Ladini Shakti. What is this called? The Ladini Shakti or the pleasure potency that gives pleasure to Lord Krishna. And that is that pleasure potency that when Krishna expanded himself as Srimati Radharani on the left hand side, Srimati Radharani was expanded on the left as a female from his Ladini Shakti, internal potency, and Lord Balaram expanded on it from his right hand side as Sevaka Bhagavan, means the Lord who has that attitude of service. He is the supreme person of Godhead, but in the mood of service. You know. And Srimati Radharani sees an expansion of Krishna of sweetness and love and happiness that we are talking about. Understand? And then when the Lord, seeing that the living entity is struggling in this material world, suffering, and there was a prayer by Advaita Acharya that the living entities are struggling and suffering in the material world, he began to offer prayer. Lord, please come down to this material world and save the living entities. So what happened? the Lord combined. Radha and Krishna became one personality and appeared on this earth planet as who?
Lord Chaitanya.
Huh?
Lord Chaitanya.
Give me a big hand, please. He appeared as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he inaugurated the chanting of the holy name. Everybody, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And this holy name is not ordinary. It is not imported from Cape Town, from Johannesburg, or from London, or from the United States of America. This holy name is a direct import from the spiritual world. It comes directly from Krishna, by Krishna himself, into this material world. Understand? And that chanting of the holy name and dancing that we do in the Harinam Sankirtan all over here, Prabhupada inaugurated and spread it throughout the world. That is actually a manifestation, because our living entities do not understand the rasa dance in the spiritual world. The Lord combined with his Panchatattva Antaraj, he appeared in this material world and he gave this holy name. And that chanting and dancing of this holy name is a transformation of the rasa dance from the spiritual world. Can you imagine how kind Krishna is? And Srila Prabhupada, with his kindness, he took that mellow sweetness and alone he spread this chanting of his holy name in every town and village, single-handed, in such a difficult situation. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The greatest living entity, spiritual living entity, a saintly person that walked this earth planet. And therefore, when one takes to this chanting in this condition, what condition is that? That is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. And today's lesson is going to come from that. Canto 1, chapter 1, text 14. I'm just going to read the verse and then we'll repeat the translation. Text 14, Canto 1, chapter 1, text 14. Apana samsirtin goram yannama vivasho girnan tata sadayo vimuchyet taha yad viveti swayam bayam. Word for word translation, you can repeat after me. Living beings who are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death can be freed immediately by even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is fear, which is feared by fear personified. So can you imagine the potency of this holy name? This is how powerful the holy name is. And we can understand from our experiences that the living entities in this material world are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death. And so much of misery in this material world. Isn't it? We've got such powerful leaders that lead us in our government. That is the age of Kali Yuga. And it is said in the 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, nothing to be afraid of. It is an open matter. And it is stated in the 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam that the leaders of our society in this age of Kali Yuga will simply be rogues and thieves. I repeat, in this age of Kali Yuga, the leaders of our society all over the world, they will be like rogues and thieves, 5,000 years ago, or even more than that, 5,537 years ago, the Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken and compiled by Vyasadeva. Today, 5,000 years later, is it true or not true?
True.
So much of disaster. But how we can overcome this condemned state of this material world? This material world is in a condemned state, and it is stated just by chanting the holy name unconsciously, or chanting the holy name even unconsciously, one can be freed from the miseries of this material world. And that person who unconsciously chanted the holy name and was freed from this material world, who was he? Anybody knows his name? Nice pastime. But I'm not going to give you the whole story. Time will run out. Ajmi. You know the story of Ajmila? He was a great Brahmana, and his father sent him to the forest to pick some woods and some flowers for yajna. And then he met a prostitute, and there he saw the prostitute, another man, and then after that later he went home contemplating on that matter, and he went home, he kept on thinking about it, then he told his wife, I'll bring another person for you as a maid. He went and got hold of that prostitute, and he brought her home, and then after that later on, he got attached to her and he divorced his wife and he got married to this prostitute.